Hello, and welcome to Discussions with the Director. My name is Dr. Shileste Overton Morris, and I serve as the Chief Program Officer at the Central Susquehanna Intermediate Unit. I also serve as Director at the Center for Schools and Communities. These discussions give me the opportunity to share with you on how our core values connect with our work here at the Center. Our core values include service to others, equity in action, passion for excellence, and innovation for growth. Today's discussion will focus on our value of service to others as we talk about our work to support prospective and adoptive parents through the Statewide Adoption Network, or SWAN. Since November is National Adoption Month, this is a very timely topic. I am so honored today to be speaking with Jan Scherer, the SWAN Helpline Supervisor. Welcome, Jan.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Great to have you. So, Jan, can you tell our audience a little bit about your work and how you help prospective, adoptive, and foster care parents?
Sure. The SWAN Helpline is an information and referral helpline in which we give information to families that are interested in becoming adoptive and foster families. We talk with them about the process, the requirements, the responsibilities. We help them with matching services. So once they become approved by an agency and they see waiting children on the website, we talk with them about more information that's not on the website once they're registered to help them decide whether the child or children would be a good match for their family, and then help to connect their worker with the child's worker so that potential matches can occur. We are the sole point of entry for post-permanency services for families who have adopted and maybe are having some adjustment issues. We can make referrals to agencies to help them in that process. The SWAN Helpline was started in 1992, and the staff person who started it was operating it out of her home. And for many years it was like that. And then in 99, I came around as the first staff. And the SWAN network itself started in 1996. And at that time, they started very small, and now we've grown into a huge network of over 82 agencies across the state to help families, no matter where they live, to have agencies in their area. Since its inception in 1996 to present, we have finalized 53,000 adoptions of children out of the foster care system.
That's phenomenal.
It is. And so because of that, Pennsylvania is one of the leading states in the adoption field for child welfare. So we've gotten several awards, and we are one of the states that other states look to in terms of molding their programs around. So we've done a lot of really great work in Pennsylvania.
I agree, Jan. Your leadership certainly has been a part of that. But the partnerships with Diacon and the state have also helped to foster that award-winning model that Pennsylvania utilizes.
Absolutely.
So, Jan, can you tell me what are some common myths about adopting children in Pennsylvania?
Sure. I think one of the most common myths that families have about adopting children is that it would be harder to adopt older children and that there are a lot of younger children available for adoption. And that's not really true. The majority of children that are waiting in Pennsylvania are 10 years of age or older.
Wow.
And so I think that families think it would be really difficult to bring a preteen or teenager into the home. And really, if you think about it, a teenager has been in the system for a while. They've been in foster care for a while. They've had services, and they know what it's like not to have a family. So in some ways, older teens or preteens have more to lose. They know what's at stake, and they're ready to have a family to call their own. So sometimes adopting an older child is really beneficial to a family. They're ready to go. They know what they want.
That's an interesting perspective and one that I hadn't thought about really.
Yeah,
I think when you think about children in the system, you do tend to think that they would be harder to bring
absolutely.
into a family with their own traditions and values. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that your team does is respond to calls on the helpline. Can you tell us a little bit about the kind of information that is provided to people calling in and how many calls actually come in to you every day, every week, during the month?
Sure. So the helpline's available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. And then after hours and weekends, we have an answering service. And so we return the calls the next business day in the order that they were received. Or, if a call seems like it's more involved or needs help immediately, we'll call that call back first, of course. Most calls are from families that are interested in adopting, but we do have calls from families about all kinds of things, legal issues, medical assistance, how can I find an attorney, all kinds of things, and we can help with all of those types of calls. Some months, if it's a slow month, we'll have 900 calls a month, but most months we have close to 2,200 calls a month.
Wow.
Last fiscal year, we responded to 22,953 calls. So
Amazing you know that number exactly, right?
I do a lot of reports. So we do respond to a lot of calls at the helpline.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So, Jan, I know as part of SWAN's outreach, they have pictures of young people who are available for adoption or foster care, or maybe just adoption,
Both.
both, on websites or on Facebook postings. And some people might think that this is exploitative. Can you tell us a little bit about the rationale behind the postings on Facebook or social media and websites?
Sure. Well, the motto of SWAN is that every child deserves, a stable, loving, forever home. One of the ways to do that is to make sure that children are seen and a little bit of their story is told. Families sometimes need that personal view of a child's photo to bring that child to life and to bring their little biography to life for them. And if it finds a home for a child, it really is worth it. So it's not meant to be exploitive. It's meant to bring the personality of the child to light in some ways. And that's why we use professional photographers to take the children's photos that are on the website, because they're able to work with the kids and get them to laugh and smile and play and jump around and be themselves when they take the photos. And so it just brings their personality to life. And so if you look at it that way, I think people understand the importance of having their photos available. And in some instances, we've had children on the website and that had like a icon or, Spider-Man or something in their place. And people have called in and said, well, why don't we have a photo? Like, we need to have a photo. So sometimes it goes in the opposite way.
Yeah, I think when I first attended the SWAN Permanency Conference that's held every year, and I saw the kids on stage sharing their stories, I too felt, oh, this feels a little weird. But after speaking with some of the children and families who were considering adoption, I saw really the importance of being able to make that heart connect.
Yeah.
That I think would not happen without that visual representation. And so I've changed my own opinion about what it really means and the benefits of being able to see the child in their environment, having fun, as you said, so that their personality shines through. Because I do believe that those connections that are made on those pages are what lead to those heart connections that happen once they meet the children. So,
and that's the purpose of the matching events.
Yes.
Is having the children there in person to mingle with families. And it's really only kids that understand have gone through preparation training and with their therapists and their caseworkers and really understand why they're there and want to be there. I mean, no child is forced to do that. It's only children that, really want to find a home and want to be part of that process.
Right. I know even in watching some of the commercials that I've seen on TV, you can really see the exuberance in the children who are being spotlighted, that they actually really want to make these connections and that nobody is forcing them to smile and be on camera. So thank you for sharing that, because I think that's important for our audience to know that the agency really cares about kids connecting with families, and that this tool is being utilized to promote that.
Yes.
So in your work, you also support families who are interested in becoming foster parents.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the supports that you offer to those who are interested?
So at the Center for Schools and Communities, we have initiatives here where we have staff who work with foster youth and foster families. And they keep us abreast of changes in laws and different things that are going on in the community and the conferences that are being held and such. So it's great because we share resources and those types of things.
That is one of the things that we're trying to highlight through this series is, even though the Center for Schools and Communities has under its umbrella over 26 initiatives, there is very much synergy that happens among staff in those different projects to support each other in their learning and growing and supporting the individuals who those projects serve. If somebody's interested in becoming a foster or adoptive parent, can you tell me what they need to do to make that happen?
Yeah, they can call the helpline. Our number is 1-800-585-7926.
On the bottom of your screen.
Or they can email us at swanhelpline@diacon-swan.org. We would explain the process to them, send them the resources they need to get started, and then we would support them through the process, through follow-ups and making sure they have everything they need. They can express concerns if they have any, that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, Jan, thank you so much for being here to help us celebrate National Adoption Awareness Month.
Yes.
We appreciate all that you and your team do to contribute to meaningful engagement with parents and prospective parents and families who are interested in fostering or becoming adoptive parents. And again, you've been here for over 20 years, close to 25 years.
Yes.
And your expertise and knowledge has really increased the capacity of the program to serve this most vulnerable population. And again, I say thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you learn more about CSC and how we live our values. Visit our website and YouTube channel for more information. Thank you.